Welcome back to our sailing life. After a short trip from Lyngseidet, we are very excited to make fast in Hamnes in the stunning scenery of the island of Uløya in Norway's far north. The over 1,000 meter high peaks on the island are already on Catherine's radar. For myself, I am looking forward to explore Hamnes Handelsstedt, a historic trading post which is still active and has been here for centuries.
So, jetzt können wir noch so weit vorne wie wir können.
The Jäver family came to this place in 1795 and they have run the place ever since. They run the local stockfish production, a small general store which dates from 1916 and still looks like this, and a museum which showcases a rich mix of cultural history and everyday life reaching back to the early 19th century. We are just leaving, we just slipped the lines here in Hamnes, a wonderful place where we spent the last 2 days. We didn't take any footage, unfortunately, and we're on the way.
But I have to say, we walked up the high mountains up there and even further. Yeah, now it's your turn again.
Today we are doing a 40 nautical miles trip to Torsvåg on the island of Uløya. Today is the 8th of August and we enjoy the warm sunshine of this late summer day whilst we motor towards today's destination. Our route leads us through Lopphavet and Hamrefjorden on the south side of Uløya. Under a large high pressure system which creates this great weather, there is no wind. A light breeze at maximum, but still no sailing conditions. The pressure increases on Catherine and me as the ever inquisitive Thomas starts questioning our sailing skills. Close to some of Norway's richest fishing grounds and protected by a causeway and a sturdy breakwater connecting the islet of Koya with Uløya, in bad weather, Torsvåg is a safe haven to fishermen and yachties alike. It is also a good stop for yachts waiting for a weather window and to bunker water and diesel on their way to Bear Island and Svalbard. Torsvåg is also home to one of Norway's many fishing camps, which offer the whole infrastructure for the holidaying amateur fishermen, from accommodation, boats and space to prepare and cold store their catch. Sure enough, we meet a bunch of Swiss lads on their annual boys fishing trip. It looks like they almost depleted Norway's redfish population, and they generally offer us some of their catch. These famously delicious eating fish live deep down, and when hauled in, their eyes normally pop out due to the quick change in water pressure.
Das kann man probieren über den Winter.
Ja,
aber es ist schwierig zu sagen, ob es von dem schmeckt oder überhaupt nicht.
Ich glaube, es schmeckt überhaupt.
Ja, so.
Now this is cattle grids brought to another level. Scary. These electrically charged plates prevent sheep and reindeers invading the small islet of Koya via the causeway. To avoid being electrocuted, you press the button to interrupt the power and make it across the gate before the current is switched on again.
Jetzt bin ich endlich bequem sitzen.
Ever since our visit to Henningsvær earlier on our voyage, no sea urchin is safe from Catherine's praying eye. And as they are an invasive species, These here too will find a new sense of existence as colourful table decorations. This morning we are greeted by a gentle breeze in the harbour, but will it last? I am doubtful. But the wind is still promising. In hopeful eagerness we hoist the mainsail and unfurl the genoa as we set course towards North Kvaløya, Grøtøya, Repenesoya to the fishing harbour of Kvaløyvågen, some 44 nautical miles southwest of us. Finally, we feel the excitement of being pushed by the wind. But not for long. 20 minutes and a stunning 2.7 nautical miles later, the wind stops again. We are in the midst of the Flatware Islands, north of North Kvaløya. This stretch of water is navigable through a narrow and partially shallow fairway, strewn with hidden rocks and marked with almost invisible beacons. Despite the absence of wind, as we trust our engine, we take this scenic shortcut. But we are glad that the sea state is calm and the visibility is excellent. I wouldn't want to be in this place in more challenging circumstances.
Hintere steil. So, und jetzt zwischen diesen zwei durch dort. He?
Ja, jetzt zielen wir gerade auf der Ober zwischen diesen zwei dort.
As we approach the entrance to the Kvalsund, the wind picks up again and funnels out of the narrow sound with a good force 4 to 5. As you know, with two sailboats going the same direction, there is always a race. An unequal race in this case, because we are much bigger, most unfairly to the advantage of Polaris. Tacking into the wind, with one reef in the mainsail, we fly past our competitor and enjoy a thrilling sail in flat water. We hope to make good as much way as possible towards our destination before the strong tide in the Kvalsund will turn and push in the same direction as the wind, on our nose that is. Berthing on the floating pontoon of the small fishing harbour of Kvaløyvågen proves to be a bit tricky. The wind has freshened up further and now drops down from the hills in a solid force 5 to 6, blowing us off the pontoon from the aft quarter. But after a few attempts, Catherine's expert lasso skills do the trick and Polaris is safe. Morning. It's early in the morning, 7:15, and we made a quick decision this morning due to the weather to actually leave very early and quick. So trying to get into Tromsø today before it starts raining and gusting more. We already have now 12, but we had up to 17 knots already, and we hope we're gonna have a dry ride. It's about 2.5 hours. And then we're back in Tromsø. Yeah, we have the wind, not fully against us, but at lunchtime it's gusting 26, 27 knots, the forecast, and we don't want to be on the way then. And on the other hand, we don't want to wait until the evening to leave. So that's the reason why we go now. Let me explain in more detail. The tides run fast in Kvalsund, and we need to time our passage with the tide in our favour. From late morning to late afternoon, the tide will be flowing against us, and with some heavy rainfalls lurking, we did not want to wait for it to turn again. We are not alone on the water this morning. Behind us is the cruise ship Mein Schiff 4, and it is going to overtake us shortly. We had seen her on AIS long before she radioed, asking us to make space for her to pass, and we had anticipated and changed our course to the starboard shore of the sound. Nevertheless, and true to Sod's law, the overtaking happens at the most narrow part of the sound, where the fairway is just about 1/4 of a mile wide. This may seem plenty, but with getting overtaken by this behemoth that is almost as long as the width of the sound, there is not a lot of margin. We stick ourselves to the 10-meter contour line, which is scaringly close to the rocky shore. As we approach Tromsø Brua, the Tromsø Bridge, the clouds tower up high and dark in the sky, and we get hit by the first strong gusts. But as the first raindrops hit the scene, we are already safely moored in Tromsø harbour. And this concludes a 10-day cruise in the far north of Norway with friends Nora and Thomas. We grandly enjoyed it.